here tonight.
What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we are talking the penultimate episode of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. But before we get into all of that fun, Dave, Doug, how's it going, gentlemen?
Well, Keith, I got to tell you, I am fan-freaking-tastic. This show is just getting better by the week. It's the show I was waiting for. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I didn't know how they could improve on last week because it was the turning point that took it from like an average show to me to just incredible show, Game of Thrones level show. Can't wait to talk about it. Doug, how do you feel about it? How are you doing?
Well, Dave, let me tell you, I am outstanding. And yeah, I have to agree. This show is, I didn't know what to think at first when we did first start reviewing it. I was like, I don't know what tone they're going for, but yeah, I've been getting really deep into it. It's good. It's been a good show. And, yeah, I also can't wait to talk about it, but I guess we can't yet because first we need to find out, Keith, how are you doing?
Well, gentlemen, I am tremendous. And like you, I am excited to talk about this show because just blown away by how freaking good this is. So, without further ado, let's talk Knight of the Seven Kingdoms in the name of the Mother. And the trial begins. We see Dunk's horse, it's Dunk and the horse, I think, a little bit, not really making that first charge right away. And Egg's kind of, come on, trying to, get
This
the
is
horse.
what we train for.
Exactly. Remember the training.
I was watching that, and my first thought was, like, in the couple of flashbacks that we've seen so far, not counting the one that we'll see later on in this episode, we haven't really seen much of Sir Duncan actually doing any real training. We've seen how his interactions have gone with his former knight, but not much as far as like what he actually learned about swordplay or horse riding or anything like that. And so watching him, like, you can hear him breathing heavily, and he's like, you can tell his eyes are like getting wider, and his horse won't move, and it's like, oh, he's never done this before, has he?
He has not. You can see both him and Raymond are throwing up before it because they're probably scared, scared to death of what's going to happen. Yeah. And of course, with lack of practice, sometimes you might not be at your best. And he gets knocked off his horse and takes the lance right into his gut on the first run by.
Yeah.
I was like, was not expecting that. I'm like,
so they have health bars in the Game of Thrones universe, right? That explains how he was stabbed 86 times and is okay.
He was
really
wearing
okay?
the chainmail, the mithril, if you will. He was wearing that. I mean, obviously, it's going to make some divots, but it's not going to do as much damage as if he wasn't.
Right. He couldn't get as deep as
I was getting ready to type to Keith like so many times, and I had to keep holding back because I wasn't sure if you guys had watched yet. I was going to say, how many? He was in more books, right? Like, he lives beyond this? There's more seasons?
7 books, right?
Like, I was like, what the hell, man?
Well, we'll talk about how many seasons because there was a change. There was an update on that.
Oh, okay.
But we'll talk about that after this because, he gets knocked off his horse and he's unconscious, which was a nice little segue into a flashback from his time in Flea Bottom. And we see, he's basically scavenging a battlefield for horseshoes and anything else that they can possibly sell, back in Flea Bottom. And then his buddy Rafe comes up and they're trying to get the horse off the knight after he's trying to smother him. It's like, damn, dude.
And I like her reasoning isn't that hey, you really shouldn't, smother a guy to death. Instead, we could ransom him.
He was trying to put him out of his misery. It wasn't mean spirited at all.
It really wasn't, because he wasn't like, oh my God, he was just kind of like, Got to do what I got to
I
do,
mean,
you know.
he's trying to think, let's see, what do doctors do? Well, they drain your blood, maybe a leech, and we don't have any of those nearby. Well, I guess gotta smother you. So, yeah, I can
I
see
mean,
why, the first thought in his mind is this guy is clearly suffering. There's literally nothing we can do.
I mean, the horse is on
This is,
top of
and
him.
yeah, he's
yeah,
not going to recover
exactly.
from a horse smushing him.
Right. And I think this goes to show it shows us a little bit more about Dunk's personality, who he was even as a kid. That, he's got that sort of noble knight chivalry baked into it's just like part of who he is, where he sees someone in pain and suffering and he wants to do what he thinks is the right thing.
And
And he,
I got to tell you about this whole flashback. You know how I am about flashbacks.
Hmm.
When this one didn't end like I don't know 5 or 10 minutes in, I'm like, oh no, they're not going to do an acolyte, are they? They're not going to play the
I
whole
thought
thing.
the
And,
same
and
thing, and I got worried too, Dave.
I'm so glad it didn't go that way.
you're not the only
I'm just
one.
gonna say that right now.
I really thought we're not going to see the end of this trial until next episode. I'm glad that wasn't
Right.
the case.
Yeah.
But we see them coming back with their
Uh,
new items, their booty, and
Yeah.
Alistair.
Booty.
I think he was a member of the City Watch. At least it looked like he was a member of the City Watch. Kind of is like hassling them and wondering what they got, and she ends up stealing his little wine
His
thing after.
drinking pouch, yeah.
Yeah, and of course she takes a drink and casts it aside, saying it tastes like garbage, pretty much. And so he's pissed. He wants to find them. They end up trading in what they got for 2 pieces of silver. Of course, he wouldn't keep the rebellious leather that.
Yeah, that's it.
So, but she's now talking. Hey, we have enough to get to the free cities. We got to do it. And Dunk's a little worried, like, are we sure it's the right thing? And what if my mom
didn't
comes back?
understand his reasoning. I was hoping you two could explain this to me. They both agree his mom is dead, and yet he keeps saying, well, she might come back for me. Does he not, at this point, does he not understand what death is?
I don't think he's fully accepted her death.
Okay.
He will say she's dead, but deep in the back of his mind, he doesn't believe it.
Yeah, he's holding out for hope that maybe she will come back. And what if I'm not here if she does? What happens then?
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Yeah, you can tell there's clearly, still grief he hasn't quite gotten over. He's got this unnecessary attachment to a horrible place.
he really does. And it's like, it's all he knows. And of course, he's like, what if this is the best place available? I mean, she should have smacked him and been like, look around you. There's got to be a better place than this, And
Living in the woods is better than this.
yeah. Which he does
But
learn.
I also like how when they're talking about it, and they're discussing why they've got to get out of there, and well, it's mostly her telling him, "Look, I get it. I know that you think your mom's ghost might come back for you or something, but like, we've got to get out of here. We deal with people like this guy like every day, and it's not going to get any better. And it's very crowded. There's so many people, and it's only going to grow from there. We've got to get out while we still can." And you can tell that he's still trying to like decide in his head, and finally I think she wins him over by being like, look, I love you and I know that you love me, and there's no way that I can go without you, so I'm just letting you know right now, this is what I want to do. I really hope you come with me. And I think that finally he was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah, it finally.
Yeah,
sunk
because
in.
he's going to be alone either way. Because she's like, I don't. Whatever you do, I'm leaving, and I'm not going to force you to come with me. But if you're going to be alone, if I leave.
And of course, the next day they go to leave, and unfortunately, the price has doubled, and they no longer have enough because everyone wants to get out of the city. Maybe they've heard that some crazy queen is going to throw some sort of fire, dragon fire on everybody or something. Oh wait, that's 90 years in the future. Don't worry about that.
we've got a few more crazy kings to work up to first.
That's right.
No, he
Yes,
was just mad.
Just 3 kings, yeah.
He was just mad. He wasn't crazy. He was a man.
He was a little upset.
Yeah. The
Why
Mad
do you
King.
keep calling me the Mad King? I had a tantrum that one time.
Just one little tantrum.
You
My
burned everybody
sandwich didn't
alive.
look like the one that was on the board, so I got mad.
I ordered the Rhaegar Targaryen, and they gave me the Aemon Targaryen sandwich. How dare they?
Meaning he wanted it well done. Oh, no.
But on the way back, they run into Alistair again, and he steals their money, and she steals his knife, and then he figures it out, comes up, a fight ensues. He cuts her throat, and Dunk is saved by Arlan of
The
Pennytree.
Hedge Knight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Drunkenly stumbling out of what I assume is a brothel.
Yes.
I was wondering, like, what did they say? What did what was his name on the show? Pedro. He was saying in short quarters, you don't use a broadsword, you use knives.
Yeah.
And I was wondering how he was using his sword to chop that guy's head off in such small quarters. Obviously he was having trouble swinging it around within that small, but he still got enough on it to chop that guy's head off.
He clearly had more skill, and there was definitely a lot of muscle memory behind that. And that's kind of why I mentioned, Dunk. We're watching him in the beginning, and also, later on in his trial. And I'm guessing he must not have, I don't know if it was the fear or if he just never really picked up anything that his knight actually knew. Because, yeah, you're right, Dave. Like, watching him have a sword that's clearly too large for the tight, small space that they're in, and still swing it around, like he knows what he's doing, by the way, with skill behind it. He was using actual sword skills there. Watching him still successfully take care of these guys, get them out of the way, and then, stumble off to, I guess, get another drink.
He was still drunk. Yeah, he was still drunk while he did it.
Right.
And no consequences. Chops the guy's head off. Just, all right, I'm out of here
It's
now.
Flea Bottom.
Yeah, it is
No
Flea
big
Bottom.
deal.
City Watch guy's dead. I'll drag his body out.
What are you
Hey,
gonna
they
do?
stole everything off of him. Okay.
Right, yeah.
But then we see, so Arlan leave, and Dunk's following him. And, I mean, that guy singing, being drunk, talking to his horses. I mean, I was like,
Well,
this
now we know where
guy-
Dunk gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then finally, he gets drunk, almost falls into fire, and then Dunk puts him under the blanket and stuff. And Dunk's sick, probably close to dying. And that's where he finally says, like, come on.
I'm guessing this whole time that he's been following him, I don't think he probably didn't have any food or water or anything with him. He's just following this guy and his 3 horses this whole time.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
how-
funny. It's funny that you say that because it's exactly what I was thinking. It's like he can't just run up to Wendy's and grab a Big Bacon Classic. He's walking around no food, just following this guy for how long?
And just remember, folks, this stream is brought to you by Wendy's Big Bacon Classic. Run out and get enough bacon to last you 4 nights following a crazy night.
Wendy's. At least we're not Arby's.
If you've just seen your best friend get her throat slit, have a Big Bacon Classic.
And that was tough. That poor kid. I don't know if we're going to see any more flashbacks. I really doubt we will. We might a little bit, but it just showed this kid's rough upbringing. And yet, with how Flea Bottom is, like Doug was talking about earlier, he still had all of this like chivalry and do the right thing and knows what he does. And obviously he meant every word he said when he became knighted. I'm going to protect the innocent. I'm going to do what's right. And you saw that effect on Baelor when he talked to him before the trial, before he joined him last episode, because he was like, he was hurting an innocent girl. What would you have done?
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't really like challenging him per se. He was just like defending himself, but it really hit home with Baelor. And you see how he is, even as a youngster. He just wants to do what's right, benefit himself a little bit, but he's not too worried about that. And it was just first off, how long was he unconscious after they knocked off his horse? Because that was a long flashback.
Right.
Yeah.
Long enough to think about like his entire backstory.
At least the battle kept going on, because if it had, ended while he was knocked out, that would have been it.
Yeah.
I thought that's what they were going to do, like what Keith said. I think you even said that too, David. Like that was my initial thought. They go into this flashback, and it seemed like it was going to be a bit of a long one. I was like, oh no, don't do this. I don't care about this flashback anymore. Okay. Oh, thank God.
We're welcome back.
And then we do get back to the present with Duncan basically unconscious.
Get up.
Aerion gets his morning star out, and he starts battering him with it and throws his sword at him, sticks him in the leg. And then this is just, at this point, his need to survive just takes over, because he's no longer, like Doug was saying, he's not skilled with the sword. He's not doing things he practiced with Sir Arlan. He is just fighting. He lets him hit him in the shoulder, and so he can knock him
he
down.
can't see out of one of his eyes.
Right. Eyes completely closed.
Yeah. So he's got one blurry eye. He's got, the ringing in his ears, so he can't even hear what's going on around him. He's blindly swinging his sword everywhere, more like a baseball bat than an actual sword. And he's just like wailing on this kid. And like as soon as he gets the prince on the ground, it's like, you know what? I don't even need the sword anymore. I'm going to use the old fist.
Yeah, he just starts ground and pounding. That's an MMA term for those of you out there. He's just beating the snot out of him.
I'm like, whoa, dude, okay.
And then, of course, he's
Ground and
like,
pound until there's no sound?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
He's like, I yield. And he's like, Dave and I talked about this last week. Of course, he is going to accept it and not kill him on the battlefield because he yielded. If the situation was reversed, there is no way that Aerion would have let him live. He would have killed him.
He would have killed him. Yeah.
But of course, he drags him
I like
over.
how he hears that, and like his instinct. Okay, he stops, and it's like you can see the change in his face, the change in his body language, and all of a sudden he realizes, okay, you know what? That's it. The fight's over. This guy yielded. We're good. The battle's over. But he realized, he's looking around. They haven't stopped. Nobody else heard him.
The horn hasn't went.
Clearly, he's not telling the right person. He told me that he yields, but I got to get him in front of the king.
But we did miss one of the best parts of the show when he was down, and Egg is yelling, "Get up, get up!" And then the guy, he's like, "He's dead. It's over," or whatever. And he's about to blow the horn. Egg with eagle eye Egg. He like sees his eye twinkle a little bit. And he's like, "Wait!" And then of course
it was like a Terminator reloading.
Yeah,
He's just lying on. All of a sudden, he's got assessment level and all that stuff in his sights.
And of course, the crowd is chanting Dunk. He's obviously won him over with, like he's won everybody over with
he's
how
the
he
underdog.
is. Yeah. And then obviously
everybody loves a good underdog story. And also that prince is an asshole, so
I think most people know, he's that way. But he drags him over to the pavilion and basically
I love that. He just grabs him by the leg and is like, okay, let's go. Who would think to do that to a prince?
Yeah.
Only Dunk.
I actually thought the prince was going to bleed out right there, because he threw his sword and got him right in the femoral artery. I was like, that's it. That's the end of the fight. It's over for the prince.
I thought he was going to die too when he hit him there.
I'm guessing he must have been protected by his super armor too. Like I said, Dunk was stabbed many times.
He was.
Yeah.
But that's what the armor's there for, to protect you, so you're not too bashed. But yeah, the shot to the eye that kind of got through the slit.
Okay, guys, go ahead and stab me. I'm ready for it.
Let's get him. Just call
Hey,
up
Lionel.
Call up the non-scrolls of us you have in the basement and let them stab you.
We march at 8:31.
We do find out in the aftermath of the thing after he yields, that Beesbury and Hardyng died. Dunk is in very rough shape. But then,
yeah.
Baelor walks in and, you know, he's like, I'm your man, your grace, and he's offering his services to him and everything, and he's like, my hand feels like wood. Oh, just help me, you know, help me get my helmet off. And
don't forget, he accepted him as
yes,
as a knight for him before he, you know, did what you're about to describe.
Right. And he said we all, you know, everyone needs good knights. And and they take the helmet off, and then they're just like staring, and then he turns around, and holy cow, after saying, oh, my brother, you know, his mace must have got me, he's very strong or whatever, and holy cow, just
holy head,
yes, it was.
Half of his head was gone.
And then of course he fell on top of Dunk, which I assume is Daeron's dream of a dead dragon being on top, and a large dragon. And I would say Baelor is a very large presence, a very high up in the family, heir to the throne, hand of the king, and that's where it ends. And all I can say is that Dunk may have won the trial, but I don't think he's going to get over it anytime soon. No. Basically, 3 people died for him.
Yeah. For him, yes.
It was good that Egg was there to see him say, you know, to accept him as a knight. But will that transfer? Will he be able to serve? I don't think so.
You know, it all depends on how Maekor, because he is now the heir to the king. You know, we talked about this last week. Dunk pretty much helped end the Targaryens. Because if Baelor would have become king, never would have been Aegon, who never would have had the Mad King, you know, follow him. So it could have went a lot different, even though the Targaryens were losing power, and, you know, the inbreeding caused a few problems throughout, you know, the stuff. But
a little bit.
It Dunk pretty much kind of sped that along because, you know, I'll take the side of Sir Duncan. But good God, I was
the right side.
That was rough. That was rough to watch because, like, first off, I was just like, I was wincing just watching all the beatings that Dunk was taking, just right out the gate. Like, he finally gets his courage to get things going, and he gets his horse marching, only to immediately lance to the gut, and then he's off his horse, and then he keeps getting bashed in the head multiple times with that Morning Star, and hit with a sword, and stabbed, and poked, and knives, and swords, and I'm just like, oh my God, how are you still alive?
Well, you're right. When at one point when he was laying on the ground, I was like, I know there's more books, but he's effing dead. I can't believe they did this to us.
What are the rest of the books about? They're not about Dunk. He's dead.
It's about Egg and his puppet, Sir Duncan the Tall.
Right. How are you doing, Sir Duncan? Oh boy, Prince Egg is talking to his puppet again. Oh, I'm really great, Egg. Let's go ride on the horses.
Let me go get the horses ready.
Let's go get a tasty ale. You know I hate those ales, Dunk. How dare you?
Woof, woof.
Oh my God, that was great at the beginning. When he's like, you better not rob me, because I'll come back. And if you're gone, I'll get dogs. And he's like, oof.
Wasn't that the same thing you said in episode 2?
Yeah.
The same dialogue.
Yeah. It was nice. You know, it shows that they really are very compatible. I don't know. I assume they're going to be together at the end of this. I assume, you know, we see in the preview for next week that Maekor says he's at the age to squire, and he said he will only squire for you, Sir Dunk. Which makes sense. Of course. Then he says he's done with princes. But once again, I think that could be a trailer trick, because I think we know they're going to see it together. But I mean, Dave and I talked a little bit about this last week too while you were gone, and we kind of assumed he would let him live. If he, you know, gave up, surrendered, he would do the knightly thing and let him live. And I mean, he is going to be a thorn in his side, probably for as long as these seasons last, because he's not going to be happy. He may be happy he's alive right now and Dunk saved him, but oh man,
But he's been humiliated.
Exactly. And that is going, he's not going to forget that. He's not going to forgive it. And he's going to make life probably pretty miserable for Duncan Egg every chance he gets.
I mean, it's like what you pointed out. The Targaryens are already losing power. So they're already, doing whatever they can to try and, put on a good show. And that's why they make a point of showing up to this particular jousting match. And they have the King's Guard in their whitest of white armor. It's all for a show to make, remind people, hey, Targaryens, we're here. We're still in charge of the kingdom. And now with this one goofy hedge knight takes out the prince. I mean, it's like all that work is for nothing, because now people are going to be like, oh wait, aren't you the little dragon that got beaten up by a hedge knight?
And think about it. We may see next week, because we know in the preview we see Lionel talking to Dunk. He may be who sort of gives all of the noble families the courage to stand up to the Targaryens. It's like, look at what this hedge knight did, who had probably never been in a battle. He hadn't. We know he hadn't, but they might know. And he stood up to the Targaryens, convinced the heir to the throne to join his side against his nephew and everything else. Once again, more building blocks to the fall of the Targaryen, empire, to Robert Baratheon on the Trident when he killed Rhaegar. I just like so many little things, since we know what happens in the future, just cascade into major events. And I'm just blown away by the writing, because this show is just, I don't want to say perfectly scripted, but oh my God, it is so well put together that everything has meaning, and every little act has ramifications throughout the entire, history of the realm. And God, it's so fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
I think with these last 2 episodes, I like it better than House of the Dragon.
I would agree with that 100%. Right now,
Yeah.
I think this is the better show than House of the Dragon. And I enjoy House of the Dragon. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing it, but this is like
It's a
Game
different
of
thing.
Thrones.
It's got a different tone, and it also gets right into. They don't fart around with the story. They kind of get right into it, because it's got a shorter runtime, right? So they only know that most of these episodes are only about a half an hour, whereas House of the Dragon, they're going to be an hour or more. So with House of the Dragon, they've got more time. They can do the meetings and the discussions and the drama. And Duncan Egg, they're just like, no, we don't got time for all that. Let's get right to the meat of the story. And I think the tone, the difference in tone, I think is what kind of pushes this one up the rankings of like what's making it so darn good. But also at the same time, it's like you want more, and there's not.
Yeah, not only is it shorter runtime, it's fewer episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're cramming it in there, and it's excellent.
Yeah, well, they're based off novellas too, these shorter novels, so they didn't have enough to fill it. I'm glad they're doing 6. We're supposed to get the next season of this in next year. Season 2 is coming out in 2027.
Oh, nice.
So basically what we got season 1 of this, House of the Dragon season 3 in the summer, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Next year is going to be this season, or Night of the Seven Kingdoms season 2, and then 2028 is the final season of House of the Dragon. But maybe we'll get these yearly, because they're only 6 episodes and based off smaller things. So, and one of the things that I thought about while I was watching this the 3rd time, because I watched this 3 times, because it was short, and I freaking love this episode. It was so good. His shield was destroyed. With the
right away.
From
oh yeah, that's right.
Tanzel. Is he going to be able to get her she fled, as far as we know. Someone said she fled. Is he going to be able to get her to recreate it, or is someone going to make another? Because we know that's his sigil throughout. Because we saw that sigil on Brienne of Tarth's wall, which lets us know that he is related to her. I wonder if he's going to run into her, or if Steely Pate knows where she is and maybe will get it for him, for another copper.
Or will
or
he
something.
just have somebody else make him a new one?
Yeah. Just have to remember what it looks like. Egg will have to tell him it was a elm tree with a.
So, Sir Dunk, what did your shield look like? I don't know. Hold on, let me pull a few of the splinters out of my skull.
Now, I want to ask you guys too. Who is the redhead that was cheering for Dunk and was also. She was in the crowd. She was like cheering for Dunk this episode.
Yeah, she stood up. She was the only one that stood up.
Yeah,
I thought she did it because she liked a good fight.
I wonder if she's a player from future books, and we just don't know who she is yet. I was like, oh man, now I wish I would have read the books because I want to know who she is. I think the fact that in 2 episodes in a row they singled her out in the crowd in the pavilions, and one time she stood up, kind of cheering on Dunk. I was like, okay, she's somebody. I don't know who she is, but I think we either find out next season or down the road. I assume next season. Because we do know the next season is based off the Sworn Sword novella, which I didn't...
Watch, they're going to dedicate 15 minutes in the next episode just to her.
That would be great.
And then the show ends. Here's the season finale. It's all about this girl we haven't really gone into yet. And see you next year.
And let's see, her name is Abigail. She's one of the kitchen wenches, and yeah.
She likes hedge knights and long walks under elm trees and
sleeping under the stars.
If you catch my drift.
But no, I think a lot of next episode is not only going to be Dunk's guilt over 3 knights dying on his behalf, but what's his name? Makor, guilt over killing his brother. They were close. It's not like they hated each other. It's not like they're Egg and Aerion. They actually like each other and respect each other. And I think he is going to harbor a lot of guilt over what happened. Like, it was almost like, a melee during the tournaments where they all go and fight. And you hit and all that other stuff. And obviously it turned deadly with his brother. And I know there might even be some people. First thing I thought about when he said his brother hit him, I'm like, there's going to be people who think he did it on purpose because he is next in line for the throne. And you wouldn't put it past anybody doing that to gain power. We've seen it in House of the Dragon. It's all, usurpers.
My mind went somewhere totally different. My assumption was that somebody is going to walk into where they all were with Dunk, cradling this dead body in his arms, and knowing the way that the royals work in the Game of Thrones universe, my first assumption was somebody's gonna yell, Sir Dunk, he killed the next in line for the throne, and he's look at this guy, he's bad.
And they'll come up and demand another trial of 7.
Right, yeah, it's something dumb like that.
It is my right.
Not this again.
Well, he did say, what did he say? I will send over, nice mug, Doug, by the way.
That is a great one.
They'll send over my doctor or whatever, Maester, after he attends to my brother. And then that's when he pulled his helmet off. And then that was it. So I don't think his Maester is going to come over and help Dunk.
Probably not.
I wouldn't.
But
Yeah.
I also like how the one guy was like, I think we're supposed to put oil on it. I'm pretty sure that's what a Maester would do. And I asked him, like, yeah, if you do that, he'll die.
Yeah.
It's gotta be one.
I didn't see. I kept looking for it. There was so much smoke and so much going on, and obviously using his point of view, Dunk's point of view, with the narrow slit to see. I couldn't see if a Daron just fell off right away and just laid there. They didn't show it. I really wanted to see it because he promised he would do it. I assume he did, but we didn't see it. And then, Raymond obviously survived. Couldn't tell how he did in battle, but obviously I think he's going to gain some respect from the other knights for standing up with Sir Dunk and obviously living through it and getting past his nerves pre-trial of 7 to maybe do some good. And then I wonder if, his brother or cousin, Stefan, is going to get a bunch of crap for betraying Dunk, because obviously Dunk is now a hero or at least a fan favorite there, and he may get some stuff. And obviously, we know that the Fossaways have a split, red and green, and I don't know if that's going to be something that deals with next season or the season after or something along those lines. But I hope we see a little more. I hope we see more of Raymond. I don't know if he's in any of the books, but he seemed pretty close to Dunk, so I can't imagine, he wouldn't come back in future seasons.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's why they're spending so much time, like, letting us get to know who some of these characters are. I assume it's because they're going to be more major players, outside of this season, outside of this tournament.
Well, you never know in this universe. You could become attached to a character and he would just bite it right away.
What are you talking about, Dave? Nobody dies in Game of Thrones.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
They all have plot armor.
Not Baelor or anything. You do that on this episode. How many people from either side died? We don't know, because all we saw after the fight was Dunk in his little chamber, or his out, where they brought him to.
Yeah.
We don't know who overall died in the whole situation.
We only know that obviously the two knights and Baelor died on Dunk's side. Yeah, we don't know if anyone died on Arion's side. So yeah, we'll probably find out. I mean, think about it too. I mean, everyone came for a big tournament. Everyone was happy. They were having puppet shows and all this stuff going on, and then it ends. The freaking heir to the Iron Throne is killed during a trial of 7 that hasn't happened in 100 years. I think we're going to be, seeing people just clearing out of Ashford in droves. Hey, wait, the tournament's not over. Yeah, we're out of here. We don't care.
No. It's definitely over at this point.
No, I saw what I needed to see.
Yeah. And there's going to be, because of this show, there's going to be political, fallout from all this happening too. Baelor defending this hedge knight, him being killed by his brother, Aerion, surrendering to, Sir Dunk, who is a nobody at this point. It's going to be interesting to see how it all goes, because there's going to be fallout. Egg is going to have to guide Dunk in the ways, because he's clueless. He does, he walks in on the hand of the king when he first gets there to ask him, hey, do you guys remember my knight so I can, join the thing? Everyone else would be like, there's no way. But he just walks in, like, hey, who's that out there? I was wondering if you guys know Sir Arlan of Pennytree.
Get out of here!
So it'll be interesting to see his growth with all of, the Game of Thrones, as they call it, and how to play and all that other stuff. He's naive beyond belief still at this point. I think he's going to grow quite a bit here, but he needs Egg as much as Egg needs him. They're like, what was that old show where one was a messy guy, the other guy's a clean freak? The Odd Couple. They're like a little odd couple.
Odd couple.
And you know what? The only thing I've missed from kind of the last 2 episodes, which has taken on a more serious tone, is the banter between Dunk and Egg. We did get a little bit today in this episode where he's like, I'll use dogs to find you, and he woofs at him. But it's
Better
not like,
steal my stuff.
a lot of people have called me stupid too. And what? I thought you were going to give some advice. Oh, my problems are my own. And it's just like,
What do you mean? Yeah, they still call me an idiot. Just get out of here.
I didn't say it had a happy ending.
You were looking for more? I don't have anything else.
that's all I got. Let's join this tug of war. But the thing I was talking about earlier, are we getting good comments?
Not yet.
Oh, but Ira Parker, who is the showrunner for Night of the Seven Kingdoms, confirmed that George R.R. Martin gave him 10 to 12 new Dunk and Egg stories that haven't been published.
Nice.
And he said the plan is to be about 15 seasons. He says there'll be about 5 seasons where Egg is young.
Uh-huh.
There'll be 5 seasons when Egg is older. and then like 5 seasons when he's an adult.
My only hope then is that the actor who is playing Egg
Ages well.
grows up to still continue to be a good actor, or unless they plan on replacing him, throughout the series, maybe like they did with House of the Dragon. I wonder if once he reaches a certain age, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna thank you. It's been nice knowing you. We got to go get a teenager now, or I'm sorry, excuse me, a 23-year-old that we're gonna say is a teenager.
You know the kid's name who plays Egg is named Dexter.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Does he take little animals outside and slaughter them?
Shh, no. But he does bring donuts to the set every day.
Oh, nice. That's good.
No kidding.
Well, that's good.
But I don't know if you guys, that's all my kind of what's next that I think might happen. Do you guys got any more?
Nothing comes to mind. No, not at the moment. I'll probably think of a bunch of stuff when you're talking about the rumors and news, though.
Well, we can talk about them anytime.
When it shifted gears, it surprised me. So I don't know where it's going. I just know it's going upward.
Definitely.
Well, Dave, you
So
want to kick off our reviews, young man?
Yes, sir. This, as I've mentioned several times tonight, is the way I thought the show would go right from the start. I think a lot of shows do this where you have to endure the first few episodes because it's all set up. And that's what I did. I didn't walk into it thinking it was a good show until the last week. And then I was like, okay, here we go. And everything that happened before, it did mean something. It's why it's a good show now. And yeah, it sucks Baelor's gone. He was a cool dude. I thought Lionel was gonna buy it too because they showed him riding off right after Dunk got stabbed with the lance. I was like, oh man, it's just gonna be a slaughter, and all my favorite characters are gonna bite it. This is gonna be terrible. I was wrong. There was so much going on in that battle scene. I didn't know who was doing what to whom, but it was a great scene. Like when in the flashback, I almost thought, oh my God, is this going to ruin the show? Is this going to be too long? It didn't. I think they did it the perfect amount of time. Right when I was starting to be maybe a little bit antsy, they brought us back to reality, and and then he got his bell rung and his ass handed to him by the prince for so long, and then when he collapsed, I didn't think he was going to die. I thought there was no way. I mean, they're going to make more than one season of this. That's the only thing that made me think that he wasn't going to die, though, because it wasn't going to do. He's going to live. They're going to put him in the dungeon, and he's going to have to work his way out of that. That's not a fun show. He's gonna, rise up, and he's going to do something. I can't wait to see it, and he did. And he deserved it. I mean, what better person for him to get up and kick their ass and have besides the prince. And it was just, if you look at it like from a higher point of view, it was very simple show. And if you think about it, the whole series so far has been a very simple premise. He's a knight, he's going to prove himself at this joust, and they're still there. And just something that happened along the way. It's like Star Wars. Remember, the first A New Hope was very simple. They had one plan, and this is what happened along the way, and they're still there. This is sticking to like that small mentality. Like there's so much story within that story. Like next season could be completely different, just telling another micro-sized story, but you see every detail of it. I think it's excellent. I think that all the acting has been great. Like the music has been great. It's just really turned around from the first 3 episodes. I'm giving this episode again another 8.5. Excellent. Bravo.
Yeah, this show, I thought we might have a fallback after, like, hearing I Will Take Sir Duncan's side and hearing the Game of Thrones song last week. was peak. I mean, that was just amazing. But this show did so much so well, showing how nervous, he was before the fight and having all the chaos going around him and him trying to navigate it and doing a poor job of it at the beginning. And then seeing all of the flashbacks to Rafe and Flea Bottom and what made him, who he is now. And he's a survivor. And when it came down to it, that's what he did. He survived. He wasn't more technical or talented or better trained than the prince. He just was a survivor. And it ended up, helping him in that final battle and what, helped him win. And you're right. These are smaller scale stories. We got Game of Thrones where you couldn't even keep track of all the characters. And there's even more in the books where it's like, who is this guy again? You have to look it up, in the wiki to try to keep track. This is a smaller group of characters than House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, but they do it so well, the way everything intermingles. And I'm sure it'll get bigger and bigger each season. But the way they've kept this story small and just impactful, it's been great. I'm going to give this episode a 9.2. I think it's great. I mean, this is better than House of Dragon, and it's on par with some of the better seasons of Game of Thrones. I'm going to be very sad when season 1 ends next week.
This was easily one of my favorite episodes of a TV series that I've watched so far. I mean, it did everything that a good episode before the season finale should do, and this is something that we're not strangers to when it comes to Game of Thrones. They tend to do their big set piece episode, whether it's like a big fight or the Red Wedding or something like that, and then they've got the final episode to kind of like calm things down, lower your anxiety from what you just watched and everything. And so I have a feeling, yeah, we're going to see a lot of things kind of like I don't want to compare it to what's his name's Dan Harmon's Story Circle, but it's kind of getting us back around it now that we reached that apex. We had that ultimate fight, and we had a lot of deaths, and we settled things. Dunk is in the clear for now, but this is just a calm before the eventual storm that Keith was talking about earlier that I think we're going to see, because a show is only as good as its primary characters. And to have a good, compelling story, sometimes you've got to have that that thing that gets in the way, that thing that's going to prevent the hero or the protagonist from accomplishing their goal. And in this case, it's going to be a little, butthurt shithead prince that I think is going to, be giving them trouble throughout this, these 86 seasons that we're going to be getting. Now, I am so impressed that you said that George R. R. Martin gave like all these additional stories. That tells me that he legitimately cares about not only the direction this is going in, but likes what has come out of it so far. He's clearly been impressed. And he did not have as many kind words to say about Game of Thrones. There was a couple of times where, he said, I gave him a whole bunch of notes for the final, ending seasons. They wanted to rush it. It wasn't exactly the direction that I would have gone in, but, so now you can tell, okay, I like this. This is good. This is some good TV, and I'm so glad that we've got so much material to work from, and that we can expect more. But as far as this episode goes, fantastic. I mean, it was perfect. I was worried. I was worried at first about that flashback, because the way that it didn't stop, I was like, oh, we just shifted to another scene. I thought they were going to sprinkle it in like they've been doing. Like, okay, we've got them out on the beach. They're prying horseshoes off a horse. We're going to get back to the battle. But then it just kept going. And I was so worried. I was like, oh no, we're not going to get to the end of the battle. We're going to have to wait until the next freaking episode. And I was starting to get mad at first, but then I was like getting into it. And I was like, oh, this is actually important. This is telling us a bit more about what makes Duncan the person that he is, where he came from. And I love how they tied it all together, that perfect mesh of Sir Arlan yelling at him, get up, along with Egg screaming, "Get up!" and everyone else, "Get up!" and finally jostling him awake. Like, oh, that's right, I got to go back to punching.
Did it remind you of the hold the door scene from Game of Thrones?
It kind of did, yes. Yes, it did. But yeah, so I was very impressed, and I think not only did the flashback teach us more about who Dunk is as a person, but watching the way that he fights did too. Because again, like I said before, it informs us that he's not quite as skilled as he might think he is in his own head. Like, just because you decide you're a knight doesn't mean that you have all the appropriate skills to actually be a knight. But once his adrenaline started pumping and he realizes this is a life or death situation, oh, he went full force. And I mean, just watching him get himself back up, flail that sword around, realize swords suck, fists are better. And he grabs. I like how the prince tries to use his sword, and he's like, we're not doing that. Bash, bash. I'm just like, oh, dude, Dunk, chill, man. It was amazing. It didn't exactly end the way that I thought. That was edge of my seat, mouth dropped open, like and then it went to the credits. I'm like, no, I need more. What do you mean it's over?
Right.
Oh, but all that to say, it was very good. Easy 9 out of 10. Is it Sunday yet?
Yep. And that's the thing that I thought was so great, and I forgot to mention. He obviously, if they would have made him be a better, swordsman and jouster than a prince, that would have been a little hard to believe.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't. They showed.
It makes him a more realistic character.
Yep. Now, I'm sure he'll be getting better training here coming up, but it was great that he survived because he had to. That's what he learned in Flea Bottom, and he does what he does best. You're right. He threw the sword away and just grabbed him and just went to town. God, so good.
By the way,
like,
with that mug you got there, Doug, are you gonna have a chicken, like a whole chicken to eat?
Obviously.
Are you calling him the Hound?
Yeah, that's the Hound's mug, isn't it?
No, this is the wolf. It's for the Starks.
Oh, okay. So it's Rob Starks.
Yep.
I'm sure he didn't call it a mug either.
No, I think they called them all horns.
Horns.
Chalices or something. I don't know. I got this back at like the height of the popularity of Game of Thrones. Me and a couple of friends, we used to do watch parties, and I didn't have and do this whole get up, but I did get these. Like I said, these were ales that were made and stuff like around the time. I've never opened them, and honestly, they probably don't taste all that good anyway. And then obviously I got the mug.
I said, okay, egg. Ales are gross.
Yeah. Ales gross. No, I when it comes to like branded stuff like that, I just assume that it's got like I was telling you guys about this, for instance.
Yeah.
Got that because it was themed after Fallout. I read all the reviews of people that did open theirs up, and they said, yeah, it was like cheap well whiskey.
And by the way, how do we get two excellent shows right after each other?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that mean the next thing that we have to sit down and watch and review is going to be garbage?
Well, the next thing is Invincible, right? Yeah. So how's that going to be any worse?
Well, maybe. Invincible doesn't come out until March, right?
Yes.
March 16th or something?
Yeah. So we've got some time in between. We're going to have to figure something else out.
Well, and we got Jason Deerham says, well, I believe he eventually becomes head of the Kingsguard. Sorry, spoilers for season 14. Yes, we did know that. We know that.
Season 14, yeah.
We know that Egg becomes king, and we know that Dunk becomes the head of the Kingsguard. There was a title for it. What were they called?
What the
Kingsguard?
Oh,
yeah. Jamie was that person.
Oh my gosh. What is that?
I can't remember.
Sir Marin was also.
Because like I shared the video clip with you guys about them mentioning in Game of Thrones about Sir Duncan.
Yeah, his 4 pages.
Yeah.
Which after this, I'm like, only 4 pages? Man, he must really not do much after this.
No, actually, I was thinking, after the middle of this episode, I'm like, and he got 4 pages?
Yeah.
Who? It couldn't have been this, Sir Duncan. Is somebody masquerading as him? I just watched this man get stabbed 86 times.
Looks like Dave's heating it up or looking it up. Jason,
Okay,
if you
cool.
got a rating for episode 5, let us know. Out of a 1 out of 10, one between 1 and 10, 5 being average, obviously.
Just Lord Commander.
Oh, Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
Yep.
Yes.
Or the Kingsguard.
Yeah, and it
Sorry.
wasn't
Oh,
Sir
okay.
Meryn. It was I guess I thought Sir Meryn was under Joffrey, right? Because it was Barristan Selmy,
Yeah.
but then he let him go.
Yeah, because he ended up going
Remember?
out to the Free Cities to work with Daenerys.
Daenerys. Yeah.
I can't
And
remember
then
who that his head was now.
I thought it was wasn't it Sir Meryn when he was in there about to smack Sansa with his sword, and Tyrion walked in and stopped it, and I thought he was Lord Commander at the time.
He might have been. I'm just not certain. Oh, and Jason does give this a 9.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
All right.
And
cool.
Rachel says, "What a fabulous episode. This is my first time watching you guys. Gosh, I don't remember that title for head of the Kingsguard either. We'll figure it out. Dunk is Hardy for sure." You know, Dunk he's Captain America. He does what's right no matter what. He may
I was
change over
thinking that.
time, but man, he's such a likable character. I think that's what really makes this show so good. Doug was talking a little bit in his, review that the show is only as good as the characters in it, and all these characters are great. I mean, Baelor, Dunk, Lionel, Makor, Egg, Aerion, they're all perfect for the role they have to play. And it's just, Raymond, the puppet shows, everything about it just makes it great. And thank you for, catching us the first time.
Yeah. When you mentioned that he reminded you a bit of Captain America, that was actually when he was pushing himself back up out of the mud using his sword. My mind went to Endgame after Cap was trying to push himself back up after getting pummeled by Thanos.
Yep.
And seriously, same exact thing. That is a perfect comparison. I didn't even.
I was waiting for him to
to
say, "I can do this all day."
right. but in his accent, oh, I can do this all day.
Oh, and Rachel
I
says
can do this
Hardy,
for a
my
fortnight.
silly. She meant Dunk is Hardy.
Oh,
Yes.
not like the restaurant. He's not full of Hardee's delicious burgers and fries. This
Or the
episode
Hardy
sponsored
Boys.
by Hardee's.
Yep. And the actors are portraying them are amazing too. Couldn't agree
are.
more. Absolutely.
Oh man, when I don't have anything to drink, I'm gonna drink the last drop here.
Well, Rachel, what would you rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, with 5 being average? We refer to it as the Doug scale.
I don't know why.
Someone says, "Oh, look, it's Robert Baratheon." I'll have you
It's
know.
Lionel.
I'll have you know he's not nearly drunk enough to be Robert.
Right. Hold on, I'm working on it.
Yes.
I'll finish this mug. Don't worry.
That horn
Yeah,
that
you know what? I
need.
do need to get a crown with like bigger horns so I can do Lionel.
Yeah. After seeing his crown, I want one of those too. Man, he's a character. I really hope we see more of him in future seasons. I don't know how it all plays out or what happens, but we obviously know the Baratheons and the Targaryens have a little beef, later on, 90 years down the road. I'm sure we'll see it building up over these episodes. So, man, looking forward to that.
I call them horns, and I can already hear all of the hunters that are watching us screaming at me. They're antlers. Okay, yes, I know.
Oh, and Rachel
Rachel
says
gave it
10
10.
out of 10 for sure. It took me a few minutes to process the end.
Yes.
When the credits started rolling, I was just like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've fully processed it yet.
yeah, I don't think
I've only watched the episode 3 times, so
I think it'll take a little of next week's episode to fully process what happened, especially, how Makor is going to respond to all of it. Egg, Aerion, Draymond.
I regret watching it last night because, like, I was just laying there in bed, like, what the fuck?
I bet this next episode, now that we're already past my predictions for the next episode, I think it's going to be a tame one. I think it's going to be setting up what's going to be next season. Just kind of like what Doug said. I don't think we're going to see any more battles.
No, we won't, but we'll see some political maneuvers.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be battles, but there is going to. Oh, hey Robert, they want you to say, "Please stay quiet, woman."
Stay quiet, woman.
But it'll be quiet, but it'll be one of those episodes where the political maneuvering is going on, and don't be Ned Stark. And Dunk is more Ned Stark than anything else. But we know what happens to him down the line, which I really hope we see that season when he's leader of the Kingsguard. Just to see that comparison from his, what did Ed call it? Oh, with that belt or whatever. I didn't know you were a knight. Because he's got a rope belt tying his sword up,
Right.
And he'll have the flashy white armor and everything else. That'll be nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cool. You got fans now, Robert.
Show your love by liking and subscribing, and whatever else YouTube wants you to do. I don't even know anymore.
The whole YouTube things, whatever those are.
All of the things. Ring a gong. I don't know. Throw a horseshoe.
Don't sell those horseshoes in Flea Bottom, no.
Right.
Don't you dare. All right.
But not the leather.
All right. We got some news and notes from around the Nerdvilles, the Nerdverses. First, we're going to start with the MCU.
Ooh, what do you got for us?
Thank you for your subscription.
Oh,
yes,
thank you so much.
We appreciate all of you.
And hello there, the General Grievous 19.
Oh, wow, nice. Okay. We got a Star Wars person. Hell yeah.
We do have some Star Wars to talk about at the end of this news and notes, too. We'll start MCU, we'll get into DCU, then we'll talk Star Wars. But,
nice.
So according to Daniel RPK, more characters from the original Netflix series will return in Daredevil Born Again Season 3. And one of those is Rosario Dawson as Claire Temple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah, I remember reading about that a couple of months ago, I think.
I heard she's going to be in the Spider-Man movie too. Unconfirmed, but it would make sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Punisher is going to be there, so sure.
Oh, we have a question on anime. I think Doug or King Baratheon can answer that.
Yes.
So the question is, what are your thoughts on anime? Ever tried some? As a matter of fact, we have. If you actually take a look, we do have a couple of playlists of some anime that we have watched on this channel. We watched Death Note, which I believe all three of us enjoyed. We also, regardless of the stuff that we made fun of, especially with Light, dork, we watched Erased, which was pretty good.
I really enjoyed Erased. I thought that was
I liked Erased too. But then again, I'm also I like time travel stuff, those kind of shenanigans. Let's see. We also watched Cowboy Bebop. Oh, that was fantastic.
Excellent show.
That was an excellent one. We've watched. And then we started to watch Uncle from Another World, and that was bad. So we didn't finish that. But then, weirdly enough, we did watch Lazarus, which I think was worse.
It was,
and we watched it all. We do not recommend that one.
From the makers of Cowboy Bebop.
Right.
What happened?
Yeah. Well, they think we should watch Attack on Titan, which we have mentioned that we wanted to watch.
Yeah. Yes, one of
there was what?
One of our fellow nerds, Sierra, has offered it up. It is a bunch of seasons, so we try to fit stuff in. We do have some open weeks coming up between the end of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms and Invincible, Daredevil, Maul, and the Boys' final season going.
Boys.
So yeah,
Man, am
we
I looking
definitely
forward
could.
to them all.
Oh, and Jason said you guys should play Star Wars Outlaws. So good now they fixed it. That is something we have a gaming channel too, Fellow Nerds Gaming, and that is something that I have planned on playing and uploading to that channel. I've been playing Marvel Cosmic Invasion right now, and then we got a GI Joe game I might play. We got Dark Forces remaster, Bounty Hunter. We got a bunch going on. Please watch it live and give your reviews. May help your channel as well.
Oh, so like do a live reaction?
For Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Yeah, we'll have to
opposed
keep
to
that in mind.
Yeah, definitely put that on the list. We appreciate the input.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, now the next. So
What do you got for us?
we've talked about the Purple Man and how much we would love David Tennant to come back as him. Well, this new rumor is saying Kara Kilgrave is going to show up in a future Marvel television show. It's one of his kids.
Who Kilgrave?
Kara.
Kara Kilgrave. Okay.
And she ends up joining the Thunderbolts and I think Champions at one point, but she's also manipulated by the Kingpin at one point to use her powers for him. So
Okay, so I wonder if they are planning on doing that, the same storyline where Wilson Fisk has Kilgrave trapped in like some lab. He's like in a tube, and he basically is using his powers.
yeah, he's amplifying his powers.
Yeah,
Too. Yep.
exactly. But I wonder if they decide to go with Kara because, as far as we can tell in the Marvel continuity, the Kilgrave that they introduced in Jessica Jones is dead as of right now.
And that may be exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, that'd be cool. Now, does she... I don't know anything about her. Does she have the same power set?
She does.
Okay. all
Not
right.
as powerful.
Then, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yep.
And the Kingpin's going to manipulate her.
Oh, yeah, that's... So, I don't know if you know this, Dave, but I came across this cool video. It's all about, like, the backstory of the Kingpin and, like, all of his powers and everything.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he's actually immune to is Kilgrave's powers.
Like Jessica Jones.
There was actually this one comic, and it was one of my favorites to read through. He's playing it up, and he's acting like, "Oh yes, whatever you say." And Kilgrave is like sitting on his desk and acting like, "Oh yeah, I'm controlling him." And then Kingpin just grabs him by the neck, and he's like, "Did you really think that you were controlling me?" Fantastic.
Yeah. There's a
Don't
select
remember which
few
comic that was in, but it was a really good read.
Was that on your In Focus?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Where can that be found?
Oh, I
Oh,
put it in
man,
the
I don't
chat
know.
on our YouTube channel. Of course, I think that
Well,
just
there-
went to our Twitch
I think it only
chat.
went to Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did.
That's okay.
But next, so there was a rumor that Civil War and Ultimates writer Mark Millar was writing a Star Wars Avengers crossover comic for Marvel.
Ooh,
And I
really?
was like, that sounds really good. But that has been debunked already. That is not happening. There's no plans for Mark Millar to write an Avengers Star Wars crossover. So I put that on my list, and then like the next day I saw that was fake. I was like, oh, that's terrible.
Why do you do this to us?
Oh, and I watched A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms yesterday, and it was so fire. I watched all 5 episodes yesterday. 4th and 5th were peak. 100% true.
Absolutely.
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 Another just drop for me here.
Yep. For those of you new to the channel, anytime one of us says that word or you use channel points or put it in the chat, we all drink.
I wish YouTube had like a channel point thing.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be cool.
All right. That is all the Marvel today. Not a lot of Marvel. But
Wait, hold on. They don't have any more rumors of other people that are going to be in Doomsday?
not a one.
What about
Whoa, that's
Secret
crazy.
Wars? We need more chairs.
It's coming, Doug. Don't worry. We will get more chairs.
Thank you.
We will get more crazy rumors about who is going to show up and when. But for now, we just have some DC stuff. So,
Nice.
Man of Tomorrow and the Batman Part 2 begin filming in 2 to 3 months.
Hell yeah. So
Very
they're already
excited.
done at the principal photography then. They've got their location scouted.
Yep.
And they
Beautiful.
have full scripts. It's crazy.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, look at the
Ask Marvel
success
how
of
crazy that
movies
is.
like Blade.
Yeah, it's just like, let's just start filming. Something will happen. Well,
Right.
it'll come together somehow.
We'll figure it out as we go. But this next one is interesting. DC Studios have filed trademarks for the Flash, Gorilla Grodd, and Lanterns. The Lantern one makes sense. We know the show is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And we've heard about that Jimmy Olsen crime drama show that might be coming out. I wonder if the Flash and Gorilla Grodd trademarks are for that, or if we're getting something a lot sooner than anyone knows, and we're getting a Flash movie. For whatever reason, maybe a script is completed, and they're getting ready to start announcing stuff, because that's huge. I mean, I'm assuming it'll be Wally West, but we don't know that for sure. It could still be Barry Allen. But that's good news.
I'd
And
be
it's
good with either one. You know, that it'd be fine. Like as long as we actually get like a good Flash movie. Like I don't
Yeah.
think that's asking for much.
you guys are old, but a lot cooler than the old ones I know. Well, thank you.
Oh, great. Well, my birthday and Dave's birthday is coming up, so we're about to get older.
And I'm the oldest of us all. But yes, we're young at heart. We refuse to grow up. But those trademarks include motion pictures, entertainment services, comic book, toys, and apparel. So
Nice.
hopefully see all of that soon. And
See
now-
Alice.
What the hell, Dave?
Well, we were talking about being old.
So you go right for Cialis. All right.
This is a family show, Dave. But speaking of Seattle,
Well, that starts families.
so yes. So according to rumors, James Gunn has a #1 pick to play Wonder Woman in the DCU.
Oh wait, can we guess? Can we make guesses?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or does did he list who it was?
List who it's what.
Okay, so let's see. Any ideas, Doug? Let's see here. Fan casting.
I had a name and I already closed the tab. Shoot. Hold on, give me 1 sec.
Oh, I can't think of her name now. But she already played Wonder Woman in that one episode. Adrian Palicki.
No.
No? Oh, okay. Any ideas, Doug? That was my guess.
I was going to say, oh my gosh, what is her name?
No, we're
She's
not.
part of
twins.
WWE. And I was
No.
going to suggest, no, it's not her. Okay.
I think you guys will like this.
All right.
Adria Arjona from Andor.
Oh yeah, that's a
Oh.
good choice.
Yeah, I
That's a
do
good
like that. That's a
choice.
good pick. She's an excellent actress.
I hope.
Heck yeah.
Whoa. Are you guys twins? Wait, who is twins? Dave and I?
Or me and Dave?
Oh, you know
or
what
me
we
and
do?
Keith?
We both have glasses. We're bald. We're not twins. We're not related in any way.
In fact, if you've seen us stand next to each other,
Yeah.
one of us is considerably shorter than the other.
Yes. You both except Robert.
No, the three of us are twins.
It's it's funny because people think me and my actual real brother are twins, even though he's 2 years older than me. Yes, Dave and I are not related in any way. Old people that wear glasses and are bald just look alike, I suppose.
Hold
But
on, let
thank
me
you.
see if
I'm
I can go ahead
I'm
and-
happy with that comparison. Dave is fuming right now. He's like, I can't believe it. Now
it's
Robert
fine
is a
with
twin. All right. And according to the screeners or the I can't remember what they call it, the early screening.
Oh, I'm Dave, by the way. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I'm Dave. That's Keith, and Baratheon is Doug.
Yep.
Hi, I'm
Dave,
Doug.
Keith, Doug. And thank you. Welcome to the channel. We do appreciate that. But according to the people who saw Supergirl already at the advanced screenings, or the David Cornsweat's Superman is in about 3 scenes,
Really?
Nice.
Okay.
which is a little more
That's
than we
more
thought.
than she was in his movie. So
I assume it's
Yeah.
probably going to be maybe scenes showing when she first comes to Earth, maybe something like that. Something. At one point, I know that she's in the trailer. They showed her kind of like comparing herself to him and saying, you know, if it was him, he would have done things this way, but this is how I do things. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I think whatever his scenes are, they will be setting up the Man of Tomorrow. I think.
Oh yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
And I'm glad I found this channel. We are very happy too. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And now this final one is not a happy note.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Warner Brothers Discovery is considering reopening sales talk with Paramount Skydance Corp after receiving its hostile suitor's most recent amended offer. We've seen what Paramount has done to CBS News and all the CBS channels. We do not want that. I don't want Netflix owning them either. I wish they would stay, their own thing, but I do think Netflix is the lesser of two evils here. If they do get sold, it's better to go to Netflix than to Paramount.
the only thing that I would be disappointed in, and I know all of our younger viewers out there probably wouldn't have an issue with this. I just don't want Netflix to turn all of the shows that we've been watching into like the binging model, because honestly, in the long run, I think that actually hurts a show's performance when you don't have the time to digest what you're seeing, when you don't when you're not able to like talk about and like break down all of the pieces of the episode, when you're like just literally moving on from one to the next, you miss a lot along the way. And also, we talked about this before prior on the channel, but streaming services, Netflix included, they have all been moving towards this, adapting all of their upcoming shows for second screen viewers. Meaning, they already know that people are probably going to be looking at their laptops or their phones or tablets, and so they insist on dumbing down the shows and the movies. And it's
Yeah,
a
they have them repeat the plot several times as they go, so that even if you're not paying attention, you can get back into it. I don't like that either. You should be, if it's a good show, you're going to be into it anyway.
They also said that when it comes to camera work, a lot of directors and cinematographers, they're less likely to be more artistic with how they frame things, because the notes that they've been getting is keep everybody in the center of the frame so it can be put onto shorts later.
Oh, dear God.
So,
Well, I mean, I think they've proven, like you said, if you release it every week, with the show once a week, the people who are going to binge it, they're going to wait till the end anyway.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think it's better for everybody if you just do the weekly schedule.
that's what I think. I mean, I've been loving this about Night of the Seven Kingdoms. As upset as I was that it ended, and the fact that I wanted more, I think the fact that it does end this week and that I have to wait until next week to see the next episode, I think that's what's driving my want to watch it even more. But if I was just, sitting there mindlessly binging it one episode after the next, I'm not really thinking about whether I enjoyed it all that much, because once it's done, now let me go find the next thing to watch. I also think that helped us with Fallout a little bit more. Yeah. I think we enjoyed that this season, this year, even more because we were able to digest it weekly rather than all in one lump sum.
Definitely made it better. You have time to talk about it, think things through, watch it again, and then get ready for the next episode.
Again, I know that a lot of young people would disagree, and maybe this is just my elder millennial speaking, but I don't know. I don't mind. I guess because I grew up with regular TV like that.
Yeah. All right. We got a few more. Oh, are you guys actors as well? No, none of us are actors. We're all... two of us work for a software company. Other used to work for the software company. Now he drives, so Yeah, none of us are actors, but you see a spark in us?
Well,
We're very interested in cinematography. We're very interested in uh, how shows and movies are made. That's why we talk so passionately about this stuff.
and we have had our own ideas
Oh yeah.
for for where we would take a show. And I have actually thought, I don't think I've brought it up to you guys, that like when we finally get our studio, we should put together maybe little shorts of our ideas
I
Oh,
with
like
that'd be
it.
us
fantastic.
acting them out.
I love that.
I think we should.
Hmm.
That's cool. Well, thank you. We really do appreciate it. We love all
Yeah.
the chat out there today. It's always good. We enjoy talking to you guys. But now we got some Star Wars news and notes.
Ooh.
The Mandalorian and Grogu is the lowest budget Star Wars movie Disney has ever made.
See, I could tell when I watched the trailer. I knew that it didn't have a good budget.
You
I was
watched the
watching,
trailer?
I'm like, it just feels like a TV show they're porting to the movie theater.
Yeah, 166 million was the budget.
Yeah. I'm
That's
not surprised by that.
all
Now,
that means is like I would say their effects are more practical than CGI, maybe.
I hope.
yeah,
I don't
we'll see.
know. Maybe it's
There is
because
a,
they're really using the volume a lot more.
there is a trailer dropping tomorrow, so we'll get another look at it.
Ooh.
So, yes, hope that's
So,
definitely good.
Keith, are you suggesting that maybe next Sunday we'll do a trailer breakdown?
You mean Monday?
Monday?
Monday
Monday?
is what I meant. Totally. And
Yes,
said,
absolutely, sir.
absolutely.
Now I don't even have a drop to do this time. That's not fair.
Now that I know that, I'm going to keep saying it.
I'm gonna get up and walk out and get another drink then.
How rude.
How dare I?
Now, this, I don't know. I saw this. This is from the Mandoverse updates on Twitter. And I wanted to talk about it because I was kind of. The Mandalorian Season 4 has been spotted on Production Weekly.
Ooh.
But I don't know what Production Weekly is. I responded to the thing. I said, what is that? Is this, are they like something in the entertainment business that does stuff or what? I'd never heard back, but I was like, I'm all for it, especially after this movie, getting back into another season, leading up to, Thrawn and Ahsoka and everybody coming together in some movie. I would be totally down for it.
God, that Thrawn is such a good character. That's who they should build their next trilogy around. I'm telling you.
All right. I got to leave. Last question. What are your thoughts on Robb Stark?
If you mean, like Robb Stark from Game of Thrones, he was fine. In all honesty, though, I never saw him. This was honestly before I ever read the books, and I was just watching the show. I didn't see him actually getting very far in his war, in his rebellion. I know that they're calling him the King of the North and everything like that, but he just, in my opinion, my personal opinion, I just didn't think he really had what it took. He was he was very much like his father, and I don't think that was ever going to succeed. It was ever going to work in the Game of Thrones.
He never lost a battle. You know what they say. They say that he could turn into a wolf if you want. No, okay. That's all stuff that they said on the show.
No, but he did never lost a battle. He was good on the field, and that's why, unfortunately,
Yes,
he
a
met
good
his
general.
end
I just
at the
don't
Red
think he
Wedding.
would have made a very good like lord or king.
How about the Red Wedding? What'd you think of the Red Wedding? I mean, I was totally blown away the first time I saw it.
Yeah, that hurt.
I had known it
That
was
hurt.
coming, and it still blew me away. That's when
I
you
didn't.
know what's coming, and it still is shocking. They executed it brilliantly.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you back. We will be back next Monday talking the season 1 finale of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. But now our last little news and note of the day. Skeleton Crew season 2 has been spotted on Production Weekly. Once again, we don't know what Production Weekly is or if it's means anything at all, but I hope I liked Skeleton Crew the first season. I hope we see more.
I'm meh on it. Whatever. It wouldn't bother me if it never came back.
I mean, I wouldn't be heartbroken if it didn't come back, but I liked some of it. See Neil again and his little brothers. It's all good.
All right, you ready, Keith?
Yes.
Since 1995, Production Weekly has been providing professionals working in the film and television industries with the most comprehensive production resource available. Our professional research staff continuously tracks and compiles up-to-date data on projects in various stages of development, both domestically and internationally. So they sound like essentially project managers for film.
So they get the word out. Hey, this is going to start ramping up. If you
Yeah,
want to
that's what it
work on
sounds
it,
like.
well, cool. Hopefully that means good news. We do get
It
the
says
Mandalorian season
also
4.
PW is an invaluable resource tool for crew members and vendors seriously considering a career in the entertainment business. In other words, they're also saying, hey, if you want to get your foot in the door, come work for us.
Nice.
All right.
Next season, written by Craig Mazin, and of course, in episode 2, Neil is killed. Craig Mazin from Last of Us.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's everything. We should probably find someone to raid on Twitch if you gentlemen are in agreement.
Sure.
True
yeah,
enough.
that sounds
Let's see
good.
who do we got out there.
Well, let's see. I see Bubble is on playing Fallout 3. I see Jocelyn Nee is playing Overwatch. Carmen is playing Red Dead Redemption. Let's see. Tiny Valkyr is on just chatting.
So Lord Progression and Moo. I don't know what the heck that means.
What are you guys feeling?
Strikers Gamer Limited is playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. I didn't know people were still playing
Ooh,
that.
okay.
What are you guys thinking?
Well, we haven't done Tiny Valkyr in a while, but they also have 0 people watching right now.
Says
I don't
2
know if that
people on
means
my
that
thing.
they went off the air.
Well, mine says 2 also.
Yeah, mine says 2.
Let's do Tiny Valkyr.
All right.
I'd say Bubble doesn't need our help.
Yeah, no, 903. Yeah.
She's in good.
Yeah. All right. Now, for those of you wondering, what are those old guys, those really old geezers talking about raiding a Twitch channel? They even know what Twitch is? They're probably still on MySpace. No. What we're doing is
check out my homepage.
You're in my top 5. So what we're doing is, for those of you that are watching us on Twitch, we're keeping the party going. We're going to go hang out with Tiny Valkyr, friend of the channel, and we're going to, see what she's talking about. But for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, first off, thank you so much. We love that you were here with us. Thank you very much for those of you who were interacting with us in the chat. We do this for all of you. So make sure that if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. But most important, we want to hear from you. We want to hear more from you. That's why we love seeing you in the chat. So get in the comments down below. And as usual, we'll see you next time, right here on Not Your Status Quo. Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.